that the environment is conducive for our students to learn. So thank you and may God bless you.
Señor Secretary, Deputy, for that those good remarks. I have only 3 people that will speak, so they can move. I have the sponsors, representative, Muslim, talk, then I move to water, and then the agriculture and the Parents Association, and we leave at that point so that we can have the discussion. Okay, the next please. Thank you.
The Chair of TSC, the CEO, the Director KICD, Director Quality TSC, Dr. Ruben, Dr. Willis, Akhwale, all the protocols observed. When you get chance to speak after several have spoken, nothing is left for you. So mine is to just support what is being done. This is a unique gathering. We appreciate the efforts of the TSC. I am representing Muslim Education Council. Muslim Education Council is a recognized body in the Education Act, and we are represented in all the county education boards in the country. All my representatives in the counties are sending me messages of appreciation for what TSC has done. They are always in support of the government and the ministry for the betterment of education and welfare of the Kenyans. I would just say that whenever you involve the stakeholders, you will never go wrong. But you make the decision without considering the opinions of stakeholders, you will always have conflicts. So my advice to you is to make sure that before making any decision, especially in the education sector, involve all the stakeholders. We are always ready and available. Dr. Willis, we as a school of Muslim Education Council have done a lot. I represent Muslim school, one of the oldest schools in this country, on Parkway. All my teachers, 100% have been vaccinated fully. And we organized vaccination sessions last 2 months in several Muslim clubs where I am a member, and more than 10,000 people have benefited from that. So if stakeholders are involved, I think we'll be able to do everything successfully, 100% for the betterment of our people. My KSA chairman, Kupet, and Matt has already mentioned all this. I don't think I need to repeat, but I assure you, as TSC, we came to Navasha. We are partners, and we have a lot of interest in the education sector. We work very closely with the Ministry of Education. With KICD, we have developed a madrasa curriculum which has been approved, and I am waiting for our director to give me more direction. So we launch it, and it will be supplementary to the education of religious education. I speak, I think, on behalf of not only Muslim, but I speak on behalf of the faith-based organization. We are with you. We pray to God to give the right direction, guide you, and give you success. I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the sponsor. Now let's move on. Different ladies, not a number of people there to speak, but because of time, we might not speak all of us. I want to give one more person, one group, and from there we can now interact later on, once the time of the rest picture, please.
Thank you, MC, our CEO, Dr. Nancy Macharia, Chairman, Teacher Service Commission, the Chairman, COVID-19 Committee, the Director representing the PS, all the other officers around, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I will not belabor to repeat what has been said, because quite a number of issues raised by Mr. Idimuli is common both to primary and secondary. But I want first and foremost to appreciate the CEO for inviting us here as Capture. We came with a team of leaders, but I would kindly request them to stand. And then we have the National Treasurer, Mr. Kennedy. We have the National Women Rep, Madam Winnie, and we have Executive Member, Mr. Caleb Abuyu, and Mr. Mugo, also an executive member. I would like to appreciate Madam for having given us a chance. Today, ladies and gentlemen, outside this hall, we have a number of teachers who we have come along with to come and receive the vaccines. So I want to appreciate the TSC and Dr. Willis for having seen it twice to come along with some vaccines to give to our teachers who are available today. I also want to assure the Commission that we as Capture are doing our level best to disseminate the message to our members who are the head teachers in this country, to ensure that their staff are given the vaccines. We shall still continue doing the same until we achieve our maximum number which we are supposed to have vaccinated. I want to appreciate very much the report which has been presented today by Dr. Daburi for raising very pertinent issues. And I want to believe it will go a long way in guiding our head teachers to ensure that the schools are safe for the children. At the same time, requesting the ministry to continue supporting us financially, as primary schools solely depend on what comes from the ministry. So, Bwana Kibet, as I appreciate the capitation which was done last term, and which I want to believe it was meant for the year which has ended. Of course, we are not today starting from empty accounts. We had something at least from what you factored into accounts. But I want to appeal that going forward, it is good that these grants are factored into the accounts of the schools before the schools open, so that as we open with something to ensure the environment is suitable for the young babies who we take care of. I want to take this opportunity again to encourage the head teachers who are here and those who are out there to strongly advise the teachers to, one, receive their vaccines, and two, settle down as quickly as possible. We already know that the calendar has been shortened, and therefore we have to cover what we are supposed to cover within the given time. I want to appreciate the ministry and KICD, Professor Charles, because I want to make it clear here now that all the schools have already received grade 5 books. So as schools open today, all the children will find the books in school. So I want to appreciate that action which was taken very promptly. Thank you very much. May God bless us all.
Thank you. Los chicos vienen del grupo 4, el tema que es el grupo 4, sí. Vamos a ir a la actriz del grupo 4. Yo le digo, se llama el grupo, no sé.
Commission Chair, CEO, esteemed stakeholders, all protocol observed. Ladies and distinguished guests and gentlemen, thank you for inviting the National Parent Association to this important forum. Today, we are reminded of the special plan research and education delivery process. Looking at the outputs of this survey and looking around the world, it must be admitted that research is an expensive undertaking. And as a survey finding will show, the absence of research is a way more expensive than research costs and quite harmful to our efforts in realizing the education goals in this country. Over the last 1 year, a lot of effort has been placed in supporting learners and learning institutions cope with the fighting COVID-19 pandemic. Both public and private partner resources are mainly targeted at children's and schools. In general, it is reassuring to note that this time teachers have been remembered and their preparedness will be a central subject in achieving education programs such as this. As parents, we are also interested in knowing that our teachers are well prepared to discharge their special role of training, guiding, and molding our children. Indeed, third second, the Basic Education Act 2013 mandates the association to 1. Explore ways to motivate teachers and learners to improve their performance in academic and extracurricular activities. 2. Discuss and recommend measures for the welfare of the teachers and learners. And 3. Maintain good working relationship between teachers and parents, among other things. And on that chapter, I want to mention on school fees. My colleague, chair of Christos, mentioned, and I'm pleased because we sometimes meet with him in the shows, the radio shows. Today in the morning from 6:30 I was in the radio system explaining to parents on the new fiscal year and their maintained education. So I'm promising today these functions that we are going to clear all our fees arrears as parents of this country. Number 2, I'm appealing to all the parents, my fellow parents,
To stand.
what we are against as parents is the emergence of new extra levies. They have been baptized into many names. They are called the medium, exam fee, admission fee, activity fee, motivational fee, and most of them are totally against. And we have presented to the ministry our findings. Whenever we meet our findings, we have over 10 million in this country. And the only place that we do is the radio shows. The vernacular radio station, the regional radio stations, they give us through WhatsApp the fee structures. As we speak now, we thank the Ministry of Education for giving us a way forward. We now have a 2021 fees guideline. We will not allow parents to use the school's fees structure that were different from each school. Now we have 5,000 for national schools, and the rest is 3,000. And we will clear it. We will clear it. That is our mandate. The National Bar Association is interested in findings of the survey, not only to know the true situation of the teacher and preparedness, but also to understand what is expected of the parents in addressing any challenges and promoting awareness. Sustainable development goal 4 on education and the dedicated targets SDG 4 recognize teachers as a key achievement of education agenda. Teachers and learners relationship, which is crucial, the realization of this goal is far more complex than a simple employment relationship. It is hard to speak authoritatively on this subject before hearing the feedback of this important survey. But allow me, distinguished guests, to draw from the supported events that inform us of the preparedness that we are here to discuss. Teachers as members of our community are affected by every case that affects other professionals in various fields. Environmental circumstances such as insecurity, host mobility. In spite of all this, ladies and gentlemen, we need each other in this mission. As parents, we want our children to have the best education. We can go to great lengths and make enormous emphasis to ensure children achieve this objective. Those programs, I want to request because the President of CSC has a debate that we have proposals as parents. And these proposals take a long time to be approved. We want to build some 2 extra classes. We want to put up a dome. We make a proposal in school. We agree as parents, but it takes a lot of time to be approved by the ministry. So we want that to be approved so that our relationship between us, parents and teachers, will be more enhanced. Because I know when we build that extra class, it makes it more friends. So those feedbacks, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Kindly allow us to give the report for the state. The stakeholders, who are very key stakeholders, then we continue in a very short while. Kindly.
We are giving the report, the program, Minister of Education. Minister of Education, okay, the report is here, given to the CEO by our chair, to give it to the Ministry of Education. Mr. CEO Dixon, gives the chair one of the Minister of Health. Then we have the Minister of Interior. Minister of Interior, Mr. Michael, please. Deputy Secretary, Health association. Kupenda that sort of information. Kupenda that is your turn, please now. For our listen. Next, we have the Kupenda that, Vera. Umepata report of the survey together in a very good way. Asante sana kwa hiyo ripoti ambayo inaonyesha jinsi tuko tayari kutumikia wanapenda kwa hali na mali kama vile. Asante sana
Let me request now, in the interest of time, we have the Special Schools Heads Association, and kindly 2 minutes, don't repeat what others have said, with all due respect.
Thank you very much, Chairman, the CEO, the Minister of Education, and all protocols observed. My name is Peter Sintiene. I'm the National Chairman of Special Schools Head Teachers Association. I've come with my members, the National Treasurer, Madam Salome, and then the National Vice Chair, Mr. Machaya. Madam Chairman, I want to first appreciate your acknowledgement of the special schools, and of course, your invitation for us to be in this meeting. I say so because we are a family of very small people, maybe very few people, which in most cases sometimes we are forgotten. But I have to say, TSC, you are very special people, you have remembered us. I thank you. My point actually is on the issue of the teacher preparation, which I have TSC likely consider, because we have a special teacher preparation as per the special needs children. And I want to request that it be relooked. And I want to request kindly that the teachers, most teachers, especially in private schools, most of them are aged. When the employment is done for the new recruits, it's always done for the secondary schools, but not in the primary schools. So I want to request that will be regrouped so that we have enough teachers in our special schools. Actually, what we always get is the transfers from the regular schools to special schools. But whereby the Kenya Institute of Special Education is releasing teachers, most of them go to regular schools. So I have to request kindly that they be posted to special schools. Secondly, is on the issue of the funding. This one goes directly to the Ministry of Education. Because we have to cover the syllabus. And covering the syllabus, we have to go in tandem with the grants, because we need funds for the same. Actually, we receive funds, the FPE, and we have also the grants for the SME. Usually, the FPE comes, but the grants for SME remains, which I want to request that it can be proud to be vaccinated and protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. for your comments. Allow me to request the AON now to respond. 2 minutes or so. Where are they?
Commission Chair, Dr. Jamnak Muturi, TSC CEO, Dr. Nancy Masharia, CEO KICD, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So first of all, let me, as previous speakers mentioned, appreciate very, very much this forum, and because feedback, we are driven by feedback, and especially data-driven feedback that has emanated from the research that has been done. And we truly, truly appreciate the kind of feedback that we've gotten here, because that's what drives us. We don't like burying our heads as ostriches in the sand and imagine we are doing a good job where maybe there are challenges. So we really, really take on board all the feedback that we have received today. And thank you very much. Now, from what the feedback we have seen today, we've come out with a pass mark of 61%. I don't know whether in the new CBC what that translates to, whether it's a A or a B or a C. There's no more. Okay, so anyhow, we saw a satisfaction rate of 61%, and obviously a 39% dissatisfaction rate is a cause of worry. And maybe I wanted to give some responses here, but to structure my response as maybe an assurance to both the Commission and to our teachers, that we know medical is a very emotional subject, so even 1 out of 100 cases that goes wrong sounds very, very loud, but we know that and we appreciate that, and we take that one case that doesn't work well very, very seriously. So just an assurance to the Commission as follows. Number one, today's topic was mainly about COVID. And you may not know, and sometimes probably want to concentrate on where things have not gone too well, but let me applaud the Commission, because your scheme, the teacher scheme, was actually COVID ready even before the pandemic was known it came. So as opposed to literally the whole market that was not covering COVID, our scheme and the teachers medical scheme by TSC covered COVID from the beginning 100%. We don't have exclusions on COVID, and while the government so ably takes care of vaccination and takes care of the testing, the scheme 100% covers for COVID. For both outpatient, inpatient, even medical evacuation, we have flown people from the far-flung parts of the country through helicopters and planes and brought them to Nairobi and saved lives. So we want to reassure the teachers of Kenya through the Commission that in this COVID season, and whenever, however long it is going to go for, you are fully covered for COVID. And not only have we been taking care of COVID treatment for all teachers and their dependents in Kenya, and by the way, we cover all the 330,000 and above number of teachers, plus about 700,000 dependents. So the scheme has actually a scheme population of 1 million people, over 1 million people. And all of them, for any COVID case that comes up, we cater for it 100% for outpatient, for inpatient, for evacuation, and any other complications that comes from that. So I want to assure the teachers of Kenya through the Commission that your scheme continues to take care of that. Over and above that, we have been carrying out numerous online education sessions for COVID cases, educating members, the teachers, and supplementing the government efforts and TSC efforts in education on COVID. And we've gotten very positive feedback because we've trained thousands and thousands of teachers across the country on that. Another feedback I saw from here that came out in a recommendation in a strong way was the need for counseling services. Again, sometimes maybe this might not be known very well, but the medical scheme for teachers caters for free psychosocial telecounseling centers 24 hours a day. Teachers around the country call us for all sorts of issues, be they medical related, be they marital related, be they family related, financial related, psychosocial support. So I would urge, even as TSC continues, or as that came out as a big recommendation, we continue working with the infrastructure that TSC itself has to enhance this service to teachers. So again, I repeat, there is a psychosocial telecounseling service that is run by the Kenya Association of Professional Counselors that is there for teachers to take care of your psychosocial and psychological needs. Now, the key takeout from out of the 39% who are dissatisfied, 60% are talking about poor customer service. And again, I say, and I want to reassure you teachers, we have had this and we are going to work very strongly towards mitigating for this. But just a few remarks out of this. You realize that poor customer service really does not refer to when people come to Minet. What happens is poor customer service when you go to the medical service provider. Now, Minet itself, or as the insurers we represent, we don't treat. What we do is we appoint service providers. Now, what has happened is the poor customer service is mainly from the hospitals, the clinics, the facilities out there that we have appointed to take care of the teachers and their dependents. But obviously, as a scheme administrator, we have to take the blame for that, and we have to take the responsibility for that. So what do we do? What are we going to do as your administrator and as a person who's been tasked to making sure that the service providers are going to do it correctly? So number one of the things, and not to preempt what we'll discuss with the commission, we are going to start rating these medical providers. We'll provide a rating structure such that at every incident, a teacher or a dependent, a spouse or whoever goes, if that rating structure comes out negative for that provider, we immediately remove the provider and change them from someone else. Because there are some who teachers love very much and some providers who don't do it very well. But as a medical scheme administrator, the most important thing is to make sure that we accredit the right facilities. Like, for example, we follow MOH, NHIF, and international guidelines to accredit any provider out there. We cannot bring a provider to treat teachers who does not have the requisite government approvals, and including all the accreditation approvals. I think it's very important to also reiterate to the team here that as much as, yes, the shoe is paining in quite a number of areas, a scheme this size would never lack issues. And just to give you a comfort of how well the scheme is working generally, notwithstanding the pain points, maybe I thought to just share with you a few statistics. Every single day, we are hospitalizing about 200 people under the scheme. So as of right now in the afternoon, I can bet you we've already hospitalized, just today alone, about 150, 170. So every single day we are hospitalizing about 200 people. Every single day we are seeing about 4,000 outpatient visits. And every day, 45 children are being born into this scheme. So in every year, we actually have about 16,500 children born into the scheme. If you look at spectacles, we issue 200 spectacles a day, and we have about 150 dental cases every day. So if you look at the number of incidences in a year, they are by the thousands. So for example, issuing 73,000 spectacles in a year, over 1,300 in the sad demise, as has been noted by our chair here, in the sad demise of our teachers, we have about 100 cases we handle every month for natural causes and that kind of thing. We also take care of their funeral expenses, and we pay for also their group life cover. So what has happened is every single day we receive about 1,000 phone calls in terms of customer